Hi friends, thanks for joining me on my channel today. Today I'm sharing a layout I created just for the fun of creating. Isn't that amazing? And so this layout here is called All the Places You'll Go. And this cut file is a free cut file from the Paper Issues store. And so you just go to their website and you can download it and it's free. And I love that about Paper Issues. So the collection that I decided to use was a mixture of two. So the paper that I'm using and most of the embellishments are from Vicki Boutin's Wildflower and Honey collection. And I'm also going to use something else, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But first I want to tell you about the cut file. So I cut it out of white cardstock, and then I backed it with paper from Vicki Boutin's collection, like I said, the Wildflower and Honey collection. And I chose that green because it's the perfect like chalkboard green color. And so when I was trying to decide on a collection to use, that paper caught my eye right away. And I was like, but like if this isn't the perfect shade of chalkboard, I don't know what is. Even though it's not, it's definitely not. It's floral, but it's the perfect green. And so I just offset the cut file in Silhouette Studio, and then I filled in the pieces with that paper. The photograph that I'm documenting is of my daughter. So I'm going to say last year. So she just graduated grade 1, and this is her graduation from senior kindergarten. And so I was going through my stash of photos, and this picture was in there, and I said to myself, have I not documented this? And I had to look through all my social media photos to see if I had documented it. You know, it would have made more sense for me to check my albums, but I didn't do that. I spent like half an hour going through my feeds trying to see if I had documented it. And I hadn't. So I thought, you know what? Perfect. I need to document this photo. And so here we are. So right here you see that I've placed the cut file on the background paper, and I've used that beautiful chevron. It's like that offset chevron, and I just love it. And then I'm taking just random pieces of paper from the collection, and I'm using them as just a matting. In Vicki's collection, there's that wooden ruler, and I thought that was absolutely perfect to add to this layout. School rulers, you know, it just went so perfectly. Also the cut file, I backed it onto, no, I didn't back it onto. I put pieces of dimensional foam on the back so I could give it some lift, and I really like the dimension that gives. The photograph I did not put on dimensionals at all, and I tucked it behind the title. So the title slightly sits onto the photograph. So now I believe that I'm going to go through the ephemera. So this is where I bring in another collection. So you see that school collection that I have, and that is from Simple Stories. It's called Old School. And when I tell you I've had this in my collection or my stash for like 5 or 6 years, maybe a little bit less, maybe 4 or 5 years. That's how long it's been. I've been meaning to use this. Like I think I bought this even before my child started going to school, because I knew that I would use a school kind of themed collection. And so I've kept it, and I decided when I was going through the papers that it wasn't working for me. The papers are very kind of, excuse the pun, old school. I didn't like them, but Vicki's collection meshed perfectly. Like the colors were like spot on. So I'm taking a combination of both Vicki's Wildflower and Honey embellishments and the Simple Stories embellishments and meshing them together, and they're a perfect fit. Although the papers didn't work for me any longer, they were just totally, they're not my taste anymore. But the embellishments were really cute, and I really wanted to use them because they're school themed. And you know, if I can't use it on a school layout, then when am I going to use them, right? But they just totally work together, and I'm really impressed with how well they actually did go together. It was totally unplanned. It's just how things unfolded. Now I'm shopping through Vicky's embellishments as well, and I'm taking pieces from both and layering pieces. I love all the greenery that's in Vicky's collection as well. Just gives it a very grounded kind of feel, and I love that. And I use both a mixture of wet glue and hot glue. It's just my thing now. Whatever's closest I grab, I'm totally okay now with using hot glue and all the things. It's just, it is what it is. There I am sticking a tab, which I cut, actually a tag that I cut. That's just peeking behind the photograph. And then this piece of ephemera was perfect as well. And so this layout came together super easy, mainly because the beautiful paper and the title did all the work. I didn't have to add so much. I didn't have to go overboard. And I think this layout seriously took me like 20 minutes to do after I had already done the title, because the title was so easy. I usually, back titles or cut files when my kids are playing and we're just, in our craft areas. And my craft room is in the basement, and so is the kids' playroom. So when they're in their playroom, it's just very convenient for me to do my thing in my office when they're playing in theirs, So here I am using more of the ruler. This is from the sticker sheet from the Simple Stories. So I use another piece of ruler and that phrase sticker there. I can't read it from my screen right now, but there's those books I thought were perfect. So I'm going to do some layering now with some of the other pieces. So I'm just taking bits and pieces and just tucking them behind and creating just little clusters of things with the rest of the ephemera. So both worked really, really well together. I think I've said that like 27 times already, but it is what it is. And I haven't done this in a long time. Usually, in the beginning when I first started scrapbooking, I would mesh collections together and make them work. And then I've been going through a phase where I just strictly use the same collection for all of it. And I miss pulling pieces that I just enjoy working with to create something. And so, I think I may start doing that, creating like my own kind of kits in a sense, and making it work that way. And this way I get things used from my hoard stash, from the hoard vault, and, things get documented. Also, I love those markers that are on that sticker sheet. They are so stinking cute. And if you know my kids, you know that they have all the markers. Mom just buys markers. That's what we do. I just buy markers. Those stars were perfect too. So I'm just going through now and adding bits and pieces. That little tab there says I Heart School. And I was just impressed with myself that, just kind of reminding myself as well that, not everything has to be matchy-matchy all the time. And, when you work with certain collections or you're designing for, certain, teams, you have to work with what they give you. But you know what? I forgot how fun it is to work outside of the box, to just pull things from your stash. Like I know I have other things that I want to use, but I never find the opportunity. And I think that I really need to make an effort to just work outside of the box. Grab that piece of, like, I'm thinking right now there are butterflies that I have from a previous one of, I think probably Vicky's one of her first collections that I've been hoarding that I want to use. But I always forget because I don't know. They're tucked away somewhere. And I think about these butterflies all the time, but I have to make an effort to actually use them. So here I am pulling out the Heidi Swapp Color Shine in the gold, adding some sprinkles of love around my page, and this is the layout. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you guys so much for being patient with me. I know I haven't been posting too much lately, but I'm here. I'm here. Thank you to all my new subscribers, and if you have it in you, hit that subscribe button or like my video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.